Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another segment of the Mad Alaska podcast. Here we are here with today one of the biggest impacts when it comes to the music scene and the entertainment scene. We have, like I said, I bring many people on this show and I hype them up, but lately we're gonna be only bringing you the biggest people that impact our community and do the most. And with no wasting time, we have Miss Andrea here, the owner of BBADD. How you doing today?
How you doing, Starboy?
I'm doing great, man. It's been a while. I've been trying to have you on the show.
Right.
We are finally here. Tell the little people that don't know about you. I know a lot of people know you in Anchorage, Alaska for doing this entertainment business. Tell us a little bit about who Andrea is and BBADD.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. Thank you for the interview. We've been trying to do this for a minute. So shout out to Elephant Music, Elephant Madness, the Madness. So thank you for having us. I don't know, we just people from, that live in Alaska that like to support the local scene, We've been doing, promoting and doing shows for about close to 20 years from when we first started. But I guess primarily for about the last 15 years, we've been, promoters in the local scene here, and done a number of shows, different type of shows, everything from concerts to just different themed parties and that type of thing. So we just have a passion for doing what we do.
That is great. So tell us about BBADD. When was BBADD found?
I believe we first got licensed under the name BBADD in about 2007. So I don't know how old that makes us. I know we celebrate 15 years, I think in 2021. So we're probably at about, I don't know, what does that make us? I don't know. Going on almost 20 years. Almost 20 years. Yeah.
That is a long time to maintain that, because it's not only easy to say we start a business, but to maintain it for that long is something. Tell us, how did that idea come about? Were there people that influenced you to start it? Tell us who were the founders of BBADD? Was it just you, or was it a group of people that...
Well, me and my husband own BBADD 50/50. We founded BBADD, like I said, in 2007. Before that, we did, I want to say, honestly, probably started in church. I didn't, believe it or not, I didn't like speaking in front of people. So my pastor was like, no, you need to go up there and do the announcements, and all that. So I started doing that. Then I started doing events within our church. And then I kind of liked it. I did a talent show, and I was like, this is kind of dope. So we started doing community talent shows, and, and it went on from there, So that's kind of where we got our start. But both of us always had a love of music. My husband, he's from the East Coast, I'm from the West Coast. So we kind of meshed that together and formed BBADD.
Would you say that's where the relationship developed from, like the forming of that, or was it before that?
I don't know. I always had a love. I grew up around music. I'm from LA. So shout out to South Central, But, so I grew up with my uncles and my aunts, everybody, we always went to a lot of concerts. LA is, really, KJLH, music is a big, R&B music is a big part of California, I guess, so to speak, California living. And my husband, he's from the East Coast, so I have a little influence from the islands. But he's got, it's more of the hip hop scene, you know what I mean? So we kind of both had a love for music in general. But I would say the love of music started way before we started this company, you know what I mean? But we just kind of, it just fell together in 2007 when we did our first, Legends of Hip Hop was our first performance show. And Legends of Hip Hop, we brought up, Sugar Hill Gang, Curtis Blow and Houdini. So that was like, old school hip hop. That was our first show, and we did that at the Performing Arts Center, which was unheard of. In the Atwood Concert Hall, it was like, whoa, you doing that there? And then we had a whole bunch of openers. We had all kinds of hip hop local artists opening up. We always have from day one. I think we had like 6 or 8 opening artists. Everything from Hog Life to Unbreakable to, all different types of artists that open up for that show. So that kind of started us off,
That's dope. So tell us, take us a little bit back, moments just before that, before setting all that up. Because before that, I would like to think there was not people putting stuff like that together here.
Oh yeah, there were other promoters definitely that came before us. The one that comes to mind immediately is like Mr. Al Lee. Al Lee did a lot of shows back in the day, and there's a lot of other ones as well. Just I don't know everybody, but there were a lot of people that definitely came before us. We just did it different, you know what I mean? Like we always allowed local artists to open up for us and that type of thing. So we just did it a little different, but there's definitely a lot of other people we got to give a shout out that came before us.
So what gave you that idea that we're just gonna go ahead and bring this? Because those names that you name are not just regular artists or
Right.
local artists. What gave you that kick up? Was that in 2007?
That was the first, if I'm not mistaken, that was the first show that we did as far as a production that actually happened at a venue like the Performing Arts Center.
Give us a little bit, because I know in everything that people do, there's always struggles behind it. Tell us a little bit of struggles you was facing in the beginning and some fears you had and that you came to overcome.
Definitely one of the biggest fears is financial, because you have to, you're going into this not knowing if you're gonna make your money back. You think you know how much money it's gonna cost, and it's always a surprise. So I think the struggle would be, being confident in yourself and, and knowing, believing that you could do it. Believing that you're gonna have, like I said, sell enough tickets to be able to pay the artist and be able to survive through it. And it's definitely a learning experience. I should have mentioned, I'm sorry, before we did the first show in 2007, that was the first show that we did like at the Performing Arts Center. But we did do, I think I mentioned, we did talent shows, and we did like a dance workshop and stuff like that prior to doing that. And then we also brought gospel artists up for our church events, and our church, had an anniversary and that type of thing. So we did do some other smaller type events before that. But I guess to say what gave me the idea, I think it was already in me, you know what I'm saying? I think I grew up with that already. And the R&B was definitely there from day one, because I grew up listening to it, growing up. So going to concerts, you know what I mean? Old school R&B, though, the real R&B. Yeah, the real R&B.
That was the time before we was.
Like Sam Cooke and Aretha Franklin and Chaka Khan, you know what I mean? And stuff like that, Cameo, and, see, y'all don't know nothing about that yet, before y'all time.
That's
but,
like way back in the day.
Yeah, Prince and Michael Jackson and all that. I went to a lot of those concerts because my aunt had connections in California, so I got to go, to a lot of the shows. So I got to see the big names, and that is a heavy influence. And I've always had a love of R&B music.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
So throughout your years of doing this, did you go to school for any of this field, or was you say you were just self-taught?
I'll say 90% of what I know as far as promoting is from just doing it. Just you have to really have a lot of courage, you know what I'm saying, and perseverance. But you really have to have a lot of passion for it, because if you don't have the passion for it, you won't last in the business. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know. I think everybody has different loves. Everybody has different gifts, and that's just something that I always pursued, and it just fell into place.
And you believed in it to do it. So tell us, throughout your journey, what are certain things that you say were obstacles that you faced that would hold you back, but you came to overcome?
Well, there's a lot of financial obstacles.
Other than financial.
Other than financial.
Financial.
Oh man.
Because I know financial.
So many.
Is up.
It's so many. I'd have to really think.
Give us the main ones that you can.
The main ones
that you say would impact you and you remember, because as human beings, sometimes we don't show certain emotions to people, but inside us ourselves, we know these are certain things that triggered us, and they triggered us in a certain way that we didn't like, and we reacted in a way that made change. Mm-hmm. And to the point that it made change to the point that you can sit down and talk about it, so somebody else in the other side can feed through that same energy and prosper.
Right.
That.
Definitely, I will say one of the biggest challenges, or one of the things I guess, would be working with people. Working with people, all different types of people. People can come in with, different attitudes, different situations that they're going through personally, and they can take it out on you. Everything from, I'm not sitting where I'm supposed to sit at. I'm not getting the service. I'm not whatever it is, you know what I mean? And so sometimes people come in with expectations of what you're supposed to receive, and there's so many things that can influence your ability to provide that. And I don't think unless you really are in it, in in that business that you really don't understand. So I get it because I'm doing it. But I also watch intently when I go out of state and go to a concert or get to go backstage or whatever. I'm always watching, like looking at how they do stuff, or like just watching and learning from other people, because at the end of the day, nobody is perfect. You know what I'm saying? And in this business, you got to, as my mom would say, you got to be really thick-skinned, because if you're not thick-skinned, you won't be able to stay in. This is not a business for the weak. You got to be really thick-skinned and be able to just like almost like roll with the punches. You know what I mean? Somebody hit you over here, you got a jab over here, you got to be able to bounce back. And bounce back would be a good way of saying it. So I feel like we've been able to bounce back over the years because, strong faith in God. Like me and my husband, we like this. That's my best friend, you know what I'm saying? He has a different perspective on things than I do. And so sometimes I get out of pocket, he'd be like, hey, you need to chill on that. You know what I mean? So you're having a good business partner that you can work with and trust, and that you guys understand each other and bounce ideas off each other and know and respect each other, you know what I'm saying? So that mutual respect, and you gotta love and respect who you're working with, and if that happens, it kind of all falls into place. Without that support, it's hard, man.
I know that. So how would you say you deal with criticism?
Criticism, very difficult. When we first started doing this, wasn't a lot of social media, Social media wasn't as big as it is now. Oh my gosh, now it's like, you can't do nothing. You could cough and they say you sneeze, you know what I'm saying? So you're criticized at every given moment for everything that you do. Just know that when you go into this business, everything you do is scrutinized. It's like being a celebrity. A celebrity, like let's say Beyonce and Jay-Z, everything they do, from the way they comb their child's hair or don't comb, anything they do, anything they wear, walk, talk, everything is scrutinized and watched by, you know what I mean, the whole world. So you just have to know that whatever position you go into, the more visible you are, the more that you're going to take on criticism. And you have to be able to roll with it and, roll with the punches.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I hear that. Now, when it comes to the promotion business and having to get different people to do different things, it's sometimes I'm out there with many people. Sometimes you would hear ANDREA is difficult to work with.
Really good.
Sometimes
I can be.
No, you hear good things.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
You hear good things. That's why we're here. And people that we bring here is community leaders that are doing something great in the community.
Right.
There cannot be no individual that is doing great things that people do not like. That's
correct.
Everybody.
That's
even
correct.
Myself here.
That's correct.
Different people, but people will find a way to not like. So tell us a little bit about those people that would say stuff like that.
I would say that you have to look at every situation is different. Every scenario is different. So there may be reasons they might be right. I could be very difficult to deal with if you're catching me at a moment when I'm right in the mix, like, I don't know, it depends on what's going on. We might be right in the middle of producing an event or right in the middle of dealing with something important that I might have to turn my attention from whatever it is and do something else. You're multitasking. People get mad at you for any number of things. You didn't talk to them. You didn't pay them attention. You were working on something else. Your mind was preoccupied. So people get mad at other people get angry or whatever at people for any number of things. Sometimes it's warranted, sometimes it's real, and sometimes it's not. There's always three sides to every story. My side, your side, and the truth, right? So I guess to me, if I was a person on the outside looking in, I think I would get to know that person for myself and then make my decision based on that. Everybody can't be liked by everybody. That's what I would say to that.
Definitely. We hear that.
But I can be difficult to work with depending on what the situation is. Not just anybody in the entertainment or promotion business, because there's a lot of pressure on you. What
would you say that stems from? Was it certain occasions that happen or certain situations that you have to deal with that make you have to put your guard up?
Every situation is different. Every personalities, different situations. For instance, opening your doors at 8 instead of 7. Sometimes you have to move it to 8 because you're not ready. Simple, right? Sometimes you have to open at 8 because the person who's performing isn't here. Sometimes you have to open a date because somebody got into an accident and you have to cover for them. So every situation, makes you have to react differently or do different things. And the sad part is, majority of the time is lack of communication. Communication is key. So sometimes if you would just ask that person, why didn't you open the door, I'm just using that examples, at 7? I would explain if you give a person a chance. And sometimes for some people, no explanation is ever enough. Some people are unhappy with themselves, so therefore anything else around them, they're gonna be unhappy with. So you just have to know that people are different. Some people, and everybody has a different motive. Some people have a motive. Some people, they just have an unhappy life, and therefore anything around them is gonna be negative. And you just have to know that, and you try not to be around those people. Eliminate those people from your life, and keep it going. That's my best advice.
That's the best advice.
Yeah.
And talking about performance, you talked about performance a little bit, including me, myself.
Okay.
Sometimes I feel like this is why we do this, for people to clear up and know what is going on behind the scenes. Because even sometimes I'll sit and think, man, Andrea probably don't like what I do or don't like my work, because I've been trying to do like work and join stuff for a while. Why haven't that been going that way? Tell us certain situations, what would you respond to people that say stuff like that? I only use myself in this
That's fine.
situation.
Again, going back to everybody is different. So for instance, I have R&B Live. That's just happened to be one of my babies. Something that is close to my heart. I visualize it, I'm sleeping and I visualized it, and it's come to pass, and it's been 5 years. It's a blessing. I would say R&B Live is not for every artist. Why? Because everybody doesn't do R&B music. Everybody doesn't want to do covers. That's another thing. R&B Live is a tribute show. We pay tribute to some of the big names in R&B music. Guess what? A lot of artists, they want to do their own original music. They don't want to do tribute. So therefore, let's say Starboy wanted to be an R&B Live.
Yeah.
Guess what, Starboy? I love you, but R&B Live is not for you. However, when I do another show that showcases original music, you would be the perfect fit. So I'm using that as an example. So for those that are, negative or don't think I picked them or whatever the case is, that's not just me, it's every promoter anywhere in the world. Every artist is not a fit for everything. And you got to respect that as an artist and just know it's not nothing personal necessarily. Everybody can't open up for Jay-Z. Matter of fact, Jay-Z didn't have nobody open up for him. I went to a show, there were no openers. You know why? Because he didn't want none. He was the star, the act, and that's who everybody came to see. He had not one opener. So I'm using that as an example. It's not nothing personal, and I think that any artist that feels that way about me personally, about not getting on the show or whatever, they should just talk to me and I'll explain to them. I'll say, you know what? It's nothing personal. It's just that this is a tribute, and if you want to do a tribute song and then you can do your original music, we're good. But a lot of artists I find, and it's not nothing bad. I don't blame them. You're working hard. You're in the studio. You should do your original music. But every show doesn't include original music, and there's a reason for that. Sometimes the audience, the projected audience, the demographic audience that you're looking for, they want to hear music that they already know. Nothing personal. They just want to hear music that they already know.
Let's say an artist like Starboy is just like, wow, there is no way of me promoting myself out here. I feel like I am outnumbered by this amount of people. What is a way that I could go about it to get into that? If I talk to Andrea, maybe if I'm willing to transit and do that type of route, is there a way for Andrea to open that door for me?
I'm trying. That's what I'm doing. That's what I do every day. I grind. I think about all. I'm like, what can I do? What can I do? I wanted to bring artists out of state. Ran into some roadblocks financially. I want to take people out of state and then bring people from out of state up here. It's the money. I got to raise the money, figure out how much it's going to cost to go on tour, to take a tour of Alaskan artists out of state. It's very difficult. If it wasn't, it would have already been done.
What do you think there is other ways that would help make that route very easy for you? Would it require other businesses?
Support, sponsors, finances is the main hindrance to taking artists out of state, or just to helping artists, period.
Having the whole, what do you think is something that is lacking in this place that if it were to come together with your help around it, what do you think it is missing?
Support. Community support. It's not just me. It's not just you. We need other people. I'll tell you the number one thing. Artists need to support each other. If we could stop the hate amongst the local artist community, which is getting better. I've seen a big improvement in the last couple of years, I want to say that. But there was a time they wouldn't come out. Like let's say Starboy's performing, I got 10 people. I really feel, just like tonight, we're doing open decks. I'm using that as an example, DJs, right? All the DJs in the city that don't have another gig should come out and support. If you learn to come out and support even when you're not performing, that's the number one hindrance. Come out and support each other. Even if you're not performing, come support Starboy. He's doing 2 songs, you're not. But guess what? Buy a ticket and come out and support him. Why? Because it's all for the culture, man. Definitely. It should be all for the music culture.
Definitely. I myself, as an artist too, I sit and I feel this. I know many people won't sit down and explain this to themselves. And I feel like as artists, we don't value ourselves for one. For two, everybody looks to themselves as they are superior and not coming together. This is something I sit everywhere I sit and I think about this stuff, like how comes it's not unity in between us?
I agree. And it's not just unity between the artists. I said community. So the community includes the artists, the promoters, the club owners, the people, the fans, if you want to call it that. Whatever it is, it's all of that together encompasses the community. So why not come out and support all types of music, come out and support all types of people, all types of artists, all types of promoters. And being a promoter in this city is hard, very hard. We should do a whole podcast with just promoters one day.
Yeah.
Promoters I'm talking about licensed promoters that have actually done shows in this city for a number of years and really get our perspective on how much money and what it costs really to do something, anything here. And you would be surprised.
We're talking about that too. It's a lot of people have been asking, why haven't it been shows coming up and big artists coming into Anchorage? And they always say that, they only bring the old artists that are washed up and people no longer listen to. What would you respond to that?
I'm gonna go back to what we just said. Support, lack of support. So imagine if people would support, buy tickets, show up, we wouldn't have this conversation, because then we would have the revenue that is needed to put the shows on. But going back to the big artist names, does anybody in this city, not anybody, I should say, do the majority of people, especially local artists, have any clue how much it costs to bring up? Name an artist that you would like to see. Just name anybody, because this might go viral on my buddies. I have people in the entertainment business that might see this. So name somebody that you think would be good. If you could say, I'm gonna name any artist right now that I want Andrea or BBADD to bring up, who would it be?
Let's say for new artists, not even like, let's say somebody wanna bring a Lil Baby up here. How much? So let's even say Lil Baby is even too much. Let's say who can you say?
You wanna scoop it up?
Yeah, Lil Baby is not. It's still relevant. Still up there and people are listening to now. How much would you say?
So Lil Baby, let's talk about it. I mean, we could go on and on, and I probably don't have enough time today to even talk about it, but I'll just briefly go over it. So first of all, contract. You got to get to Lil Baby. So you got to find his management, his real management, not any booking agency, which he may have his own booking agency. But let's just say you find a legitimate booking agency and you make an inquiry. Right? So you're gonna have to provide, it's just a whole bunch of stuff. You make a proposal and you send it to them, okay? Most likely they're gonna reject your proposal, because 9 times out of 10 is gonna be a lot less money than they want. But let's just say you find him, you make a proposal, you're looking at for Lil Baby, oh my gosh, his booking fee, how many people is he traveling with, coming to Alaska, 10 to 20 people, So do the math. So you start doing the math, the airfare, the booking fee, his riders, his rider for, I don't know. It's just so much. To do it fast is kind of difficult. I guess the point I'm making is you're looking at 6 figures. Lil Baby, I'm off the top of my head for everything, $250K, I don't know. 100 to 250K, somewhere in there. And that's probably too low now, because since COVID, all of the rates have doubled and tripled. So it's hard to say, really. I would just say that 6 figures at the minimum for an average artist today that has any kind of notoriety.
So would you say would you say you are open to working with other promoters that would come together and bring something that is like up to par or new for Alaska?
Absolutely. I'm trying to do that now. I have been collaborating with different people, even here at Coots, for instance. I had never had anything here. We're doing that here with a couple of people, and we're trying to work with other promoters here locally, and I'm hoping that soon we'll be able to put something together that will be big, huge. Although there's other promoters that, I don't want to say names, but other promoters that are really doing well with their 3-day music festival and that type of thing. Sure, I would love to work with and welcome working with other promoters together and collaborating so that we can bring something huge to Alaska.
Definitely. And knowing too, now that we've also seen that your Facebook page have been growing, the BBADD production, you have over 5,000 followers on that page. Growing that going and more stuff coming about. What is more BBADD production heading towards?
I think the future for BBADD is we've done the big shows. I mean, the big shows of then, we did the 2 Chainz. We did, I can't remember everybody we brought. We brought big R&B artists as well as mainstream. We've brought, Black Violin, which is not, they weren't big when we first brought them, but they're big now. And we've done a lot of those big, August Alsina and a few others. So we've done some big shows. We're now gotten older. We retired ourselves from our own jobs. So we are now more like doing events. We're not really doing big concerts right now. We may, if an opportunity come up and we can collaborate with others, but right now we're not really doing stuff by ourselves. We would be open to collaborate with other promoters and do big shows.
Definitely. That's something we know BBADD production of, always bringing new music and bringing new shows. And talking about that, the R&B live. How did that come about? Did you just sit down? And we know you're a big R&B fan. We know that already.
Okay, R&B Live, it was, I don't know. I went to an R&B Live out of state. It was a different format than what we do. It was more of a dance party. And I was like, R&B Live, okay. I know I love R&B music. I wanted to incorporate local artists, local singers, and I wanted to give them an opportunity, provide an opportunity for them to get on the stage and perform. So R&B Live is a tribute show, and I'm kind of allowing more original music in now, but originally it was just all tribute. And the audience loved it, and it's lasted for over 5 years. So, we may continue doing that for a little while, and then we may not, we may change it up a little bit.
Definitely, that's because I myself, I've been to some of the R&B lives, and one thing I would say that I love about it is the environment, the vibe of the people. I see even the type of people that will show up for the events are different from just your regular events.
Right.
And I enjoyed them. Just like I said, the vibe is everything.
It's a positive vibe, yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else you think you would add to the R&B life other than just local artists?
Well, what we did, we've been adding actually. If you come, you need to come to the next one. Next one is March 1st.
Yes, I'll be there.
But we did add different elements. For instance, when we first started, it was all pre-recorded track. Now we have a live band. We have a house band called Positive Vibes. Good Vibes. Good Vibes. So we have that band is our house band. So we implemented that. That changed it up and made it a lot more professional as well. We're also allowing some original music in by the artists that are performing. They'll do a track, they'll do cover, and then they'll also do their original music.
That's from local artists?
Yes, yep. And then we brought up a couple of guest artists for R&B Live, like for our 15-year anniversary, we brought up Dominique Hammonds. He's a hip hop violinist. That was really dope. I think you were there for that night. So we did incorporate that. We incorporated what was the other band? incorporated other things into R&B Live, and I do have some special guests coming up for R&B Live that I haven't announced yet. So we are going to bring a couple out-of-state artists up and add that to the vibe as well.
That would be awesome.
We are going to do that, more of that, and we are going to, like I said, we have the band. And we're changing the format up a little bit. The last show, we did a little different format. That was kind of dope. So we're still looking at doing different things. And it will evolve, you know what I'm saying, as time goes on. We're adding a little hip-hop in there.
Oh, wow. That's
We're going to add a little hip-hop in R&B Live.
Talking about rooting, give us your top 3 artists you are rooting for in Anchorage.
Oh, don't do that to me, Star
I'm not
Boy.
in this.
You're going to get me in trouble, man. Top 3?
Yes, that you are rooting.
Can I say some of my favorite artists? Or can
Okay, we're gonna do two parts then. Give me your top 3 artists of Anchorage, Alaska right now, and your top 3 favorites.
Oh my gosh,
Easy.
that's hard.
Let's start with
Just in R&B or just period?
in the whole of Anchorage.
Ooh, that's hard.
Oh.
I have so many.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to select 3, because if you don't, those 3 are gonna be like, wow, Andrea, I thought I was your favorite.
Oh my gosh.
Top 3. Let's start
I really gotta
with
think
your
about-
favorites.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm trying. I'm really trying hard. I can't do it. I can't. It's just too many.
Just 3 of them.
I love you, Starboy.
That's what I said.
I love Dan Pelly.
I'm not part of this.
Dan Pelly.
So Dan Pelly. You have Dan Pelly 1.
I like Dan Pelly. I like Heat.
Me 2.
I like Jacob Jump.
Jacob Jump.
Yeah.
3.
I like-
You naming more.
I like too many.
Battle rappers than.
Okay, I'm sorry. I love Sule. I can't say Sule.
Don't beat me up, Jacob Jump or Heat. You see me out there. Don't. Okay.
I love Sule. Sule is another one.
Sule.
I have to name more than 3. You can't do me like that.
So you named Dan Pelly. You named Heat, Jacob Jump, and Sule.
No, you can't stop. I can't stop there.
That's where you.
I have artists that are signed to BBADD, so I've got well, I can't not name my artists.
This have to run. So how long have your artists been doing music? Is those your personal favorites?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
I have too many.
Okay, give me 3 of your top 3 Anchorage artists.
Oh my gosh.
I'm out of this subject. You know, I'll put the bias if I put myself in it. Give me your top
I like Charisma.
Charisma.
I like definitely Caitlin.
Caitlin.
I love Finesse Store and Jazzy are my artists. Thank you, Ayana.
Those are your top 3 artists in that.
Okay, and I got to shout out to my artists.
It's gonna be access to back those questions.
Okay, gotta give a shout out. Unbreakable is my group, so Killer Dog, definitely. Oh my gosh, we got a new artist. Can I talk about all the artists? We got a new artist named Penny Taylor who is so dope. I can't wait for everybody to really see more of him. He's in the studio. He's gonna be really known, I think, in just a minute. As soon as he gets back on that stage.
What is dope about it? Let us know.
What's dope about him? Oh man, Penny Taylor is like, he's a multi-dimensional artist. He sings, he raps, he does spoken word, and he's just he's got that performance skills, and he's driven. I love that about him because he's driven. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's so many. You could get me in trouble right now.
No, this is something that people want to know. In this entertainment, it also helps those people. It motivates them to let them know that, hey, these people that are doing stuff like this, that are of importance of our community, see what we're doing and they value the work we are doing.
Right.
So it motivates them and gives them drive to keep going. That is why we do this stuff here. And also knowing this month is Black History Month.
Right.
And you've been married with your husband for about a long period of time.
Long time.
I've always wondered, like, me myself, I haven't got married yet, but I'm like, wow, I always look at people that have been married for a long period of years. What would your advice be to people that are married and haven't been married for a long time? What is
longevity?
What is
Man, mutual love. You gotta love each other. Okay, mutual respect, definitely mutual respect and communication. That's it. Oh, I'm sorry. And that 4th thing, keep other people out your business. Keep your business in your household. That's the key.
Would you say those were certain 4 things that kept your marriage going?
Absolutely.
Kept it strong?
Absolutely.
How do you cope with downtimes or situations with communications?
How do you? Well, I'm not Dr. Phil, but
Not for a young person who would be in our age groups and this generation that is not like that inclined with people.
Right.
What advice would you give them to young couples that just got married?
man, I still same 4 things I said: love, communication, keeping your business within to yourself, basically, not telling a lot of people about what you're doing, because that will mess up a relationship quicker than anything else. Involving too many people in your relationship, definitely. And keeping it off of social media too. You know what I mean? Like keep your personal business off of social media. I would say that, definitely.
Talking about relationships, how important is relationships to you in business?
Definitely important.
And why would you say that is very important?
Because I think that mutual respect for what other people do is important, and maturity. And the reason why I say maturity is because you need to be mature in what you do. In other words, I may not like what you do, or you may not like what I do. And sometimes you don't need to speak on it. You just don't do business with that person. You don't need to. Why tell somebody else? Keep that to yourself and move forward. Keep moving, because everybody can't or shouldn't work with everybody. That would be my biggest advice.
Definitely. That's nice. And I would like to say, I know you have a show tonight, but you have to go do many stuff. Andrea is a very busy lady, by the way. It took me about probably 20 years. Probably.
Oh my gosh, no. He was busy. I was trying to meet. He didn't call me back.
I know it's, well, what are some things you would like for the people to know in the very near future that you have coming up?
Well, tonight we have open decks here at Coots. Shout out to all the DJs. We got DJ Cooley, DJ Systematic, DJ Reggie Ward, and then we have DJ Big C. And they're going to be on the, spinning on the 1s and 2s here at Coots. So we're really proud to kick off Black History Month this year with this, edition of open decks on the first day of Black History Month. Also, we're going to be at the Black Business Expo all weekend. With Jasmine Smith, shout out to Moja. So that's another thing that we're proud to be a part of all weekend. And then we have, oh my gosh, what do we have? We have so many things coming up. I haven't even announced this, but on the 22nd of February, be looking for something that we're going to be doing at the Willowa. That's going to be really dope. A different type of format, for Black History Month we're going to be doing. And then on March 1st is our next R&B Live. And you definitely don't want to miss that.
You're definitely going to be there for that. And this will come to the end of the Madness Madalascar podcast. It was very honored. I'm honored to have you on this show.
I'm honored to be here.
To have this conversation.
I know, I've been trying to talk to him for years.
Definitely. And I would like to say, we bring you all this information for you people to take it and get good use of it. If you're an artist out there and you would like to get into communications or get into any type of showcasing your talent, if you've been listening to the podcast, you will know what is going on. And if you're a business that is down to collaborate and get some type of entertainment going on, which is very needed, Andrea is somebody to link with to make that happen. Till next time, see you again. And we also have the Eddie P podcast up on the Mad Alaska channel. Andrea, thank you very much for having me here.
Starboy Madness. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.